It's 3 a.m. You're scanning through radio frequencies, and suddenly you hear it. A monotone voice, no introduction, no explanation. Just reading numbers 4, 7, 2, 9, 1, 5, 8 over and over, then silence. What you just heard was a numbers station, and nobody will officially admit they exist. These broadcasts have been haunting shortwave radio for decades. Emotionless voices reading random sequences of numbers in various languages. Some play eerie music boxes before broadcasting, others use robotic voices. They appear without warning, transmit their cryptic messages, and vanish, and the creepiest part. They're still broadcasting right now. Number stations are shortwave radio broadcasts that transmit encoded messages. They operate on frequencies that can travel thousands of miles by bouncing off the Earth's ionosphere. No internet, no phone lines, no way to trace who's listening. Just pure, anonymous, one-way communication. The typical broadcast follows a pattern. First, an identifier, maybe musical notes or a specific tone. Then the message, usually groups of numbers read in monotone, 372, 591, 846. After repeating a few times, silence, sometimes for hours, sometimes forever. Governments won't talk about them. Ask any intelligence agency and you'll get denial or silence. But we can hear them. Radio enthusiasts have been logging these broadcasts for decades. And the evidence points to one purpose: espionage. During the Cold War, these stations were everywhere. Spies operating in foreign countries needed instructions, but meeting in person was too dangerous. Phone calls could be traced, letters intercepted, so intelligence agencies turned to shortwave radio. Here's the genius of it. Anyone can own a shortwave radio. They're cheap, legal, and require no registration. A spy could be anywhere, listening to a broadcast meant specifically for them. And there's no way to prove they're receiving classified information. The messages use one-time pad encryption, which is theoretically unbreakable. The spy has a key with random numbers. The broadcast gives them more numbers. They combine them mathematically and get their instructions. Without that key, it's just gibberish. Even with unlimited computing power, you can't crack it. Let's talk famous examples. UVB-76, called The Buzzer, is a Russian station broadcasting since 1982. It transmits a monotonous buzzing sound 25 times per minute, constantly. Occasionally, a voice breaks through with Russian names or numbers. It's still active today. The Lincolnshire Poacher was a British station from the 1970s until 2008. It started with bars from an English folk song, then a woman read number groups. It broadcast from a British military base in Cyprus for nearly 40 years, then suddenly stopped. The Swedish Rhapsody is particularly creepy. A music box plays a folk song, then a young girl's voice reads numbers in German. The combination sounds like a horror movie. It was most active during the 1990s and early 2000s. The closest official confirmation came in 1998. A Cuban spy ring in Florida was arrested. The evidence? Recordings of number stations and one-time pads to decode them. The US government had to admit those broadcasts were real and used for espionage. Despite the internet and encrypted apps, number stations still operate, new ones appear. In 2016, the PIP started broadcasting from Russia, sending short PIP sounds interrupted by occasional voice messages. Why? Because shortwave has advantages modern technology can't match. No digital footprint, no server logs, no metadata, broadcasts scatter in all directions. Maybe one person is listening, maybe 1,000, nobody knows. A shortwave receiver runs on batteries for weeks, no Wi-Fi, no cell towers. No infrastructure that can be shut down, just radio waves bouncing around the planet. Old-school tradecraft that still works, enthusiasts maintain databases logging thousands of broadcasts. Websites archive recordings going back decades, you can listen yourself. Just tune a shortwave receiver between 3 and 30 megahertz, and eventually you'll hear one. The mystery remains. We know what they probably are and roughly how they work. But the specifics, the actual messages, who's sending and receiving, that stays secret. The voices keep reading numbers into the static, and somewhere, someone is listening. Espionage isn't all high-tech satellites and hacking. Sometimes it's just a voice on the radio reading numbers, using technology older than your grandparents, and it still works perfectly. If you found this dive into number stations fascinating, hit that subscribe button. There's a whole world of strange, unexplained phenomena out there, and we're just getting started. Who knows what we'll uncover next?